Hi, welcome. Great to have you on Business Growth Accelerator. Simple strategies for serious business owners who are wanting solid results. And hey, let's just start off this morning and just acknowledge what's happening in Ukraine. I'm just probably like you as well, going off what the media are saying to us, whether it's right or wrong. But the difficulty is that there are a whole lot of people being displaced in Ukraine. You can see them heading over the borders, and we all have our own thoughts, and I'm not going to get into the politics of it, but it's just so sad that in this 21st century we have some issues like this where one country can go into another and invade it. It's just sad. It's just really, really amazing. So anyway, I just want to acknowledge what's happening in Ukraine before we go any further, before we get into it, because today I want to talk about delegation and decision making. One of the main things we need to understand when it comes to business is making decisions. And what people don't realize is that sometimes not making a decision is actually a decision in itself. By the fact you haven't made a decision, you've actually made a decision not to make a decision. How's that for a decision-making decision? The thing is that we've got four ways or four areas that we can look at making decisions. And I think it was George Patton in the Second World War said that any plan executed now, even if it's not perfect, is better than waiting a week or 2 weeks for the perfect plan. So sometimes you have to make a decision right now. And you're going to do it with a lack of information. That just happens in business. But you've got to mitigate the risks as much as possible. How on earth do you do that? Well, it's gathering the information that you can. It's gathering all the knowledge that you have before you can make that decision. And then when you've got as much information, as much knowledge as possible, then make the decision. What if it comes out wrong? Well, that happens in business, and it's about learning, because you're not going to make every decision and get it right. Wouldn't that be good if you could? But remember, you just need to be on the right side of the ledger 51% of the time, and you're going to make a lot of money. Simple as that. So how do we delegate then? Well, it's what I call the 4 Ds. The first one, you do it yourself and get it done with that information, that knowledge that you have. You do it. That's the first D. Or you defer it, because the decision doesn't need to be made right now. So if you defer it, what you're saying is, I will come back to it. Now, the only issue with this is if you defer it, is there's going to be other stuff that piles up during the day, and you've got to ensure that you come back to it. So that's where your default diary comes in, to ensure that you actually can defer it and then come back to it because it's in your default diary. Third one, you might dump it. You think, I don't need to make a decision on this. In fact, it doesn't affect my business, so I'm just going to dump it. You get rid of it. Now, the thing is that when you do dump it, don't second guess yourself. All right? Dump it and let it go and say, right, it's done and dusted. I'm not going to do any more. And the last one, the last of the D's, is you delegate it. And this is really important, that if you have staff. If you're by yourself, you're going to have to delegate it to yourself. But if you have staff, don't be scared to delegate it. And the thing is, with your staff, give them all the information and the resources they need to make an informed choice as to how they're going to do it. You give them the information, the resources, they go ahead and do it, and they come back to you when they've finished, or they actually say, this is how I'm going to do it. Are you happy with that? You then say, absolutely, go for it. So you've got two choices when you're delegating it, that they can just go ahead and do it because you trust them, or they have to let you know how they're going to do it before they go ahead and do what it is that you need them, or the task that you need them to do. So there you go. There's the 4 Ds for decision making. Do it, dump it, delegate it, or defer it. Enjoy the rest of your day.